is Muhammad Imaduddin. Today I would like to make some introductions about Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad. Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad, or we call it as AZRB Group, is a company that focuses on engineering and construction since 1982. They are well known for the main projects such as Industri Saloma, State Petronas, and also involvement in MRT line project in Putrajaya. They also have their own subsidiaries in oil and gas property, concession and plantation. The main chairman of this company is Raja Tan Sri Datuk Sri Aman bin Raja Haji Ahmad as independent non-executive chairman. SRB Group received a lot of recognition and awards, with recent awards are Honor Billion Awards for Best Sustainability Report for Corpus Malaysia in 2019. I'd like to make some introductions about the Visionaire Holdings Berhad. Same as AZRB Group, Visionaire Berhad also mainly participating in the construction projects, with they also having their own subsidiaries in other sectors too. This group holds a bigger reputation for the last 55 years, with wider experience outside construction fields such as property management and development, also civil engineering, like I mentioned before in the previous sentence. For the record, they also successfully handled more than 50 major projects net worth than 2.3 billion ringgit. For the chairman of this group, Dato' Zaihan bin Muhammad Zain, contributed as the respective chairman of the group, as stated in the end of the fiscal year. In the same year, the group took a major step in the renewable energy initiative, as they succeeded to own a 21-year concession of the hydroelectric plant. That's all from the introduction of both segments. I would like to pass to my respective members. Thank you.
Hi Doctor, my name is Wakape. My matrix number is 285098. In this session, we are going to look at the equity ratio, which consists of fair ratio and quick ratio. In general, equity ratios determine how capable a company is of meeting its financial obligations. The current ratio measures a company's ability to pay short-term liabilities or those due within 1 year. It explains to investors or analysts how a company can maximize its current assets to pay its current debt and other payables. The quick ratio, also known as the exit test ratio, measures a company's ability to pay all of its outstanding liability when they come due using only assets that can be converted to cash quickly. So this is the outcome of the annual report for both company, Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad and Vision Holding Berhad, in current ratio and quick ratio. So based on the table, we can realize that Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad has 85 cents available to pay debt for every 1 ringgit of outstanding debt, while Vision Holding Berhad has 2 ringgit 48 cents per 1 ringgit. So to conclude, Vision Holding Berhad has a greater current ratio than Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad with 1 ringgit and 60 cents. Okay, well, in reference to the previous slide table, we can aware that Vision Holding Berhad has a higher value of quick ratio than Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad, which is Vision Holding Berhad has 2 ringgit 46 cents, its current ratio in liquid assets, whereas Ahmad Zaki Resources has only 83 cents. In comparison, Vision Holding Berhad has more than enough asset to cover its current liability for both ratio compared to Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad. So in conclusion, performance of Vision Holding Berhad is better than Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad.
Hi, now we are going to talk about activity ratio. Activity ratio in this research consists of account receivable turnover, inventory turnover, and total asset turnover. Based on the calculation, Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad collected its account receivable approximately 0.09 times, whereas Vision Holding Berhad collected 0.10 times over the ended year to 2021. Next, as for inventory turnover, Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad recorded 40.04 times, while Vision Holding Berhad stated about 104.11 times of inventory turnover. The total asset turnover for Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad is 0.19 times, and for Wizon Holding Berhad recorded 0.32 times. In short, account receivable ratios that calculated shows that Wizon Holding Berhad has converted their receivable into cash more than Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad. Besides that, Wizon Holding Berhad recorded more merchandises are sold and replaced than Ahmad Zaki Resources throughout the year. Finally, as for total asset turnover, Wizon Holding Berhad has more efficiency of asset in producing sales than Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad.
Good day everyone, my name is Fauzia and my message number is 279650. Now I would like to continue to explain about the profitability ratio and leverage ratio performance of Ahmad Zaki Resources Berhad and Vision Holding Berhad. For Ahmad Zaki Resources Company, the profit margin on sales of company is negative 7.58%. It indicates that it has a net loss of Rm 0.0758 for each ringgit Malaysia of sales generated. Next, the return of asset of Ahmad Zaki Resources is negative 1.45%. This situation indicates that every single ringgit Malaysia that company invests in its asset generated 1.45% of net loss. For Video Holding Berhad, the profit margin on sales of company is negative 28.91%. It has a net loss of Rm 0.2891 of each ringgit Malaysia of sales generated. Then, the return of asset of Video is negative 9.37%, and it indicates that every single ringgit Malaysia that company invests in its asset generate 9.37 cents of net loss. Hence, we can conclude that the ability to generate net profit from every single ringgit Malaysia of sales for Ahmad Zaki Resources is better than the Vision, while the profitability of existing asset for Ahmad Zaki Resources is also better than Vision Company. Furthermore, for Ahmad Zaki Resources, the debt to asset ratio is negative 93.21%, and it indicates some form of debts have supplied 93.21% of every ringgit Malaysia of its company asset, while the debt to equity ratio is negative 1,372.25%, and it indicates the company in question have Rm 1,372.25 of debt for every 1 ringgit of company equity. Next, for the Vinzo Holding Berhad, the debt to asset ratio is around negative 31.25%, and it indicates some form of debt has applied 31.25% of every ringgit Malaysia of its company asset, while the debt to equity ratio is negative 45.45%, and it indicates the company in question have Rm 45.45 of debt for every 1 ringgit of company equity. Therefore, we can conclude that the portion of Vision asset is contributed by its creditor is smaller than Ahmad Zaki Resources, while the richness of Vision financial structure by comparing its total debt obligations to its total equity is lower than Ahmad Zaki Resources.